Unfortunately, after I quit school and started, it was not quite the story. I tried all sorts of different businesses, from network marketing to giving out flyers, kids programs, freelance marketing, eBay, whatever the hell you can think of, copywriting. Whatever I tried, I think it seemed to work. I made about $800 to $1,000 a month.
When you're in that environment, especially when nobody can see your vision, nobody can see your goals, and the most important people in your life are telling you to do something else that takes you away from your goals.
Yeah.
How do you mentally deal with that?
At that point in time, I was dating a girl. I wouldn't say her name, but but I was dating a girl. So she has to work on a Tuesday, and she and her mom thought I was in bed. At the point in time, right, I think there was another guy pursuing her also, and the guy was a lawyer. And so I overhear the conversation. Her mom was telling her, Melvin's a great guy, but he's damn broke. He made $800 a month. The guy got no money. I think you should go after the lawyer. The lawyer makes 10 times what Melvin makes, and he has a car. You know what they don't know, right? Is I'm outside the kitchen and I heard all this.
Today we have a very special guest who's also an amazing friend, who's not only an amazing entrepreneur, but he's also the most generous, smart, and approachable person I know. So a couple of qualifications he has: co-founder of X Factor, one of Asia's top coaching businesses for entrepreneurs to become #1 in their respective industries, generated over 9 figures in verified client results, scaling his own company to over 40 million in revenue, training financial consultant teams to become top producers in major insurance companies like AIA. And he also posts a lot of content on socials that are super valuable and also somewhat funny. So I'll definitely leave his social links in the description below. Anyways, Mel, I appreciate being here.
Thank you. For you, anything, man.
Dude, this podcast has been an encore because last time we had a podcast, it was like 2 years ago in Hong Kong, right?
Yes.
All right, so
it was a good time.
Good time. Well, we're going to have a great time today. So let's begin with some origin story stuff because people don't know you. Oh, by the way, did I actually tell people your full name, Melvin Soh?
Yeah,
I just call you a main. I just call you by Mel.
It is.
Anyways,
okay.
guys, this guy's full name is Melvin Soh, surname Soh. And anyways, I'm just gonna start by asking you about your origin story. So take us back. What got you into entrepreneurship in the first place, and how did you become an 8-figure coach?
Okay, so what started me in entrepreneurship, right, was a sense of rebelliousness. Michael, I'm one of these Asian kids. It's not a very Asian thing also, right? Because I like to ask the question why. When I'm in school, they tell me to do something, most Asian people just follow. I like to ask why. I'm not against following rules. I just need to know the reason why. Now, I can ask you a question. When you're growing up, did a lot of teachers tell you why certain rules exist? Yes or no? Did they? No. They just tell you, listen to the rule because I said so. I said, that's not a reason. I need a reason why. So I didn't want to follow the rules because it didn't make sense to me. So I carried the rebelliousness on to after I finished what we call here junior college or so, and before we enlisted in the army, right? Because we're military, compulsory military service. And so, all right, after military service, you're supposed to go to university. Now I have a free choice. I'm a grown adult, 21 years old. And so my parents were like, all right, you're going to go to university and you're going to do it. I said, why? Why go to university? Then they said, just go because it's the way it's supposed to be. I said, no, I don't want to follow it. So I decided to quit school, even though my grades were great enough to go to maybe Oxford, Harvard, and a whole bunch of different things. So I quit school also. And I said, I want to start my own business. I also started my own business because I read a lot of biographies. And inside the biographies, right, it's always very simple. They all seem to fuck around in their garage. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, etc. They seem to fuck around and all of a sudden they become a millionaire. I told myself, I can also fuck around for 2 or 3 years. I'll be a millionaire too. Unfortunately, after I quit school and started, it was not quite the story. I did it for 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, close to 7 years. I tried all sorts of different businesses, from network marketing to giving out flyers, kids programs, freelance marketing, eBay, whatever the hell you can think of, copywriting, even a dating coach. So I was a partner to a dating coach. Whatever I tried, I think it seemed to work. I made about $800 to $1,000 a month, and I ate about 1 meal a day. It was very, very challenging. And my mom told me, see, this is what happens when you don't go to university. Yeah. And I was like, oh, shit. But every year that passed, right, it got harder and harder to go back. And so what kept me going, right, during that period of time was hunger and desperation. I wish it was a more enlightened answer, like I could feel the calling of God in my ear. But no, I was just like, I committed down this path. It's at that point in time, a pretty shitty path. Countless nights staring at the ceiling on the sofa, thinking, what the hell did I just do? Is this really going to work out? Because the thing is now looking back, I had 7 years. But when I was going through that 7 years, I didn't know when it was going to end. And 7 years is not a short time, It's a
7
very
years.
long time. It's more than 2,000 days.
Wow.
Stand there and you don't know when it's going to end. That's the key also. So a year passes. Oh, now I'm 21. Oh, a year passes. Oh, now I'm 22. Another year passes, then I'm 25. Then I look at my friends, they have jobs, they have cars. Another year passes, I'm 26. And I'm still making 800 bucks to 1,000 a month. That's not good, man.
That's tough.
That's tough. So
Wow.
So that was the entire thing. So I think in terms of these days, I'm a lot older than I was 26, 27. But just the character building is immense. So the ability to handle uncertainty, no problem. The ability to handle rock bottom, what's the lowest they can do to me? Send me back to the couch. I was there for 7 years. It's like being a prison sentence, bro. I've been there. I've been sleeping. I slept on the mattress, on the floor. I slept on the couch countless times. I came back and counted the dollars and pennies in my bank account. So, I mean, I'm very familiar with what that is. I'm not saying I want to stay there or be there. But, if you have tasted what it is to be right at the bottom, then you can you lose fear.
Yeah.
That's the key.
When you were at the bottom, have you ever thought about giving up, becoming that son that you want your mom to be, like that their mom wanted you to be, and get a good job, and or go back and get a degree, all those things?
Yeah, it was really hard also because, and that's the thing also. Why do entrepreneurs deserve to get paid more? Because you take a risk. You see, when you don't take a risk, right, you go to a job, there is no risk.
Yeah.
To a large degree, unless you join some kind of startup. And startup, there is a risk. But if you have a job, even in a startup, they still pay you a certain fixed amount. Every job that you are promised an income has no risk. Entrepreneurship, there is a risk. Because when you start out, you cannot just go, so what's my starting pay? Where am I going to get this pay? The answer is, bro, I don't know how much we're going to make. We might make nothing. You might have to come up with money, and we don't know when this is going to happen. These are all uncertainties. Uncertain amount, uncertain time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for how long is it going to be like this? I don't know, bro. And because of this, right, because you really take the risk, you deserve to get paid more. But if you go in there, everything is certain, then in a way you have no risk. So during that entire period of time, very, very difficult. Every year that passes, harder to go back to university, because I feel committed to this decision already. And I tell myself, hey, maybe this next thing is what I need. This next thing is what I need. Later we can talk about the mindsets and the skill sets, deficiency that I had. Which meant that no matter what industry I jump into, nothing worked because it wasn't about the industry. But back then I thought, never mind, maybe network marketing didn't work. I need to now go into this particular thing. So that was the one thing. The second thing is rock bottom, man. I remember this one time I was making $800 a month. Near my house, there was a shopping center. Level 2, there was a restaurant, Chinese restaurant, looking for a dishwasher. Dishwasher outside, they put the sign 1,006. My mom took a picture and tell me, that's 2 times the amount of money you make. And they got free food too. You should consider. And I did consider. I was like, that might not be a bad idea. Might not be a bad idea. Free food, bro. And you got to work from, I think, like 10 to 7. I was like, might not be a bad idea. 1,006, I might have some free food. That was pretty low. I remember paying for coins, meals in coins, multiple times.
Wow.
So if you've ever been broke before you order food and you have a pocket full of coins, you never order food first. You go to the hawker center, you take out all the coins first because you don't want to order, then say, sorry, auntie, not enough money. Can you put the fish back? Put the chicken back? No, count first. I remember I have 240, so I can order 2 veggies and 1 meat. And this is, and sometimes if I forget to bring a few coins, it'll be fuck, no money for coffee. So that was a rough time, man, bro.
So you're making half the income of a dishwasher.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Dishwasher, bro.
Wow.
All real stories, bro. You know who reminded me of these stories, by the way? People say, how do you come up with these stories? Ironically, my mom is the one that remembers all of these stories. I, have some trauma block. I don't remember. She likes to remind me of these things when I go back. Did you remember the time when... I was like, oh, shit, here we go. I said, you know what? I'm going to take all this shit and put it inside my presentations.
Moms don't forget anything.
Yes, they don't forget. They don't let you forget also.
Yeah, they don't. Just like how when I quit my vet job, my mom still tells me about, hey, do you want to go back? Hey, and whenever I told her that business is tough, she's like, I told you so. Want to go back? I'm like, no. Anyways, mom, if you're watching this, I still love you. Anyways, so what was the breakthrough? When was the trigger that allowed you to finally pivot and actually went up?
Okay,
what's uptrend?
3 simple things, right? The first thing is, number 1, you admit you have a problem. So most people want to do things on their own. So these days, right, there are a lot of people selling coaching and mentoring. And people are like, man, I don't need a fucking coach. I don't need a mentor. I want to learn it on my own, etc. I'm all for coaching and mentoring. Let me explain to you why. Because back then I also read books, I also like look at different things. But in a way, there's something known as Johari's window. Johari's window, you know what you know. There are things you know that you don't know. But more importantly, there are things you don't know. So there are 4 parts in, right?
Yeah.
The most important part I want to talk about in Johari's window is you don't know what you don't know. Now, you don't know what you don't know. That is very, very dangerous. Because when you are young, you are definitely going to make a lot of mistakes. A lot of these mistakes are things you don't know. Because if you know that you don't know, at least you can fix it, right? For example, if you have a medical report and you have vitamin B deficiency, you're like, oh my God, I will go and buy vitamin B. That's great. Now you solve your problem. But what if there's something inside that you don't know that you don't know? And that is the thing that's holding you back. So when I was young, right, maybe sense of arrogance, maybe I thought I was intelligent, maybe I had, young people feel like I know it all. I don't need a mentor. I'll go figure it out myself. All the things that I thought I was deficient in were not the things I was deficient in. And so when I found a mentor, then he helped me understand a lot of blind spots I had. Programming, conditioning, way I thought about money, way I thought about myself, way I thought about business, way I thought about marketing. And then huge skill set deficiency also. I didn't know what I didn't know. Most of the time we pursue our interests that we like. So we can read more of the shit that we like while skipping by a whole bunch of things that are very important that we might not like, but are very important, but we don't read. And so the skill deficiency, mental deficiency also. Mm-hmm. And so only when I found a mentor. And so, I'm not against people getting coaching and mentoring. Just that these days, there are so many people going around being a mentor and a coach despite not having the experience or having done anything themselves, which is why the industry has a bad name. But you look at the idea of having a mentor and a coach, it's just literally, in Robert Greene, he talks about mastery.
Yeah.
Wrote a great book called Mastery. The simplicity of the book is very simple. If you want to learn something, find a mentor, find someone to teach you, be an apprentice. It's been the way for carpentry, for martial arts, for fighting, for whatever. You got to find a sifu, whatever it is, right? Like a mentor and a more experienced person, and just get learn. That is never without doubt. Just that in this industry now, you got too many people sending there. They're like, man, I'm sick of this fucking mentor people. But that was a key. And that person for me was the Rich Dad and Rich Dad Poor Dad, Marshall Thurber. Right? He was the one that, taught Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins, and a whole bunch of people. And finally, after 7 years, for whatever reason, I coughed up probably the humility. I coughed up the money. I coughed up the willingness to go and learn. And in 3 days, the paradigm shifts I had in those 3 days were more profound than the last 7 years or so. And that was when I was like, through games and through many things that he did. Yeah.
Sorry, his name is Marshall Thurbert.
Yeah.
Marshall Thurbert.
Yeah.
And how did you manage to find him? Because he sounds like the godfather of the most well-known experts out there.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Rich Dad of Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah. So there are a few programs that all these like gurus that a lot of people are familiar with these days. Half-Ecker, Blessinger, Tony Robbins, Kiyosaki, etc. All attended back in the 90s and 80s and 90s. Their program was called Money and You. And if you look at the Money and You student list, right? The Money and You student list is the who's who of the entire industry. Like literally, like what the hell? This person, wow. It's like hundreds of names, and every single one of them are are really famous. So not somewhat, right? So Marshall's the creator of Money and You. So Marshall taught all of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So how it ended up going was, first of all, I was helping out at a kids program called Supercat. And Marshall also created that program. Tony Robbins used to be a facilitator at Supercamp, which is the kids version of Money and You. So I was doing that also to earn some cash. And I remember the year was 2014-15, right? And my then girlfriend was off doing some church related stuff. I had a couple of hours. And the answer to your question is, I just felt a deep calling. Like somebody wanted me to go. And I don't think that somebody was a tangible person. So I was prompted to type Marshall Thurber. And it was on the fucking 5th or 6th page of Google on a rather sketchy looking registration form that said that this guy was doing a course in Melbourne. I was like, first of all, I've never been to Melbourne. Don't have the money to go to Melbourne. This is not an official looking form. But for whatever reason, on this particular day, right, I felt a calling. Like I was supposed to go to Melbourne.
It must be a calling because you're the first person I've ever spoken with who managed to find something useful on a 6th page of Google.
Yes. And sign up for it, bro. It could have been a scam. High chance scam, bro. But yeah, I was like, I just really deeply felt like this was very important. So I truly believe like, they are mentors and they're also pivotal turning points also. It was, normal day, normal evening, weekday, evening. She's off doing her things for 1.5 hours. I go on the 5th or 6th page of Google, I sign up for an event that if I look back right now, if I didn't go, I would have missed a pivotal moment. So on that wonderful Starbucks cafe Weekday evening, I click on the 5th, 6th page of Google, give my dad a call, sign up, and that was a very, very important, life-changing moment for me.
Wow. And it's that flight that brought you to that free event where your transformation happened.
Yes. So
Okay.
I went there in the first hour because Marshall is, I mean, he's 70 plus years old. You know, he has taught all these people, he's helped Ben and Jerry's scale to $1 billion company, among many other things that he has done. In the first hour, the things that he said, I was like, oh shit. That was when I was like, I don't know. I thought I read a lot of books, bro.
Yeah.
I thought I'm fairly intelligent. In the first 1 hour, I was like, I think I know why I'm stuck.
What would you say are the 3 key unlocks that really let you to feel like, whoa, what I learned in those 3 days were far surpassing what I tried ever through the past 7 years?
So there are methods and there are theories. A method is the things that we do. Behind every method is a theory. A theory is an operating system by which we run our lives and business.
Yeah.
So observing, a lot of people are obsessed with learning methods, but you got to look at the theory. Why and what operating system are you working with? So there are fundamental theories, for example, abundance versus scarcity. I was operating a lot of scarcity, but grew up in the Singapore education system, competitiveness, etc. And my entire mindset when I go into something is what can I take from this? You said just now, one of the most generous people. I didn't used to be like this. My entire interaction, right, based on the Singapore education system is what can I extract? What can I get? Because why competitiveness, scarcity, it's all about me. That was my hidden underlying thinking for every single interaction. So what can I take from this? Marshall exposed that really, really quickly. Next one, Marshall helped me understand also. Most business dealings are based on the theory. Am I using a proven theory? There are universal laws. There are laws that exist. I had no law. I didn't know what the hell I was doing also. So am I using a proven theory? What is my base operating system also? Then also, another thing also is, am I seeking collaboration also? At that point of time, I had no collaboration. Why? My mom used to tell me, if you want something done, do it yourself. So it was all about me. I had no partnerships also. No partnerships. I was not a good partner, not a good friend, a taker, not a giver. So many different things. But it's literally, if this was a column, everything you're supposed to do, and this was everything you're not supposed to do, I was like, I'm consciously doing all of these things. I was like a star student of doing it wrong. And then the worst thing is for 7-8 years, I was, no one told me, bro. You just go there, it's like, you go to an evaluation test and you're like, holy shit. Now, at the end of 3 days, I also know why I was not making money, bro. Imagine you go there and do everything wrong, bro. It's like a miracle why you can make $800, bro.
So looking back, what would you say were the most expensive mistakes that led you to be stuck and broke?
Stuck and broke. So many different ones, right? So I'll just do one for character, one for work ethic, one for money, and one for marketing.
Okay.
So let's do one for mindset also. I think I didn't understand what it took last time in order to be successful. What it took last time in order to be successful is to be a whatever it takes person, and also to have a simple life based around the things that are important to you. I had a very complicated life back then. I wanted to do a lot of different strange things. And I didn't know that every choice you make, right, that's not aligned with the place you want to be, takes away memory. It's kind of like memory in a computer. When you open too many apps, it drains the memory. So every decision you make that's not aligned with where you want to go takes away time, energy, space, etc. And so I really was starting out as challenging, right? And I had like 100 different things that pulling me in different directions. So no real energy to go where I want to be. That's the first mental problem. Number 2, wealth. And I realized at that point of time, right, I wanted to make money, but probably secretly didn't like rich people or didn't feel that I could do it also. So there was a deserving enough problem, there was a receiving problem, and there was I don't know how I feel towards rich people problem. So if you want something but simultaneously am conflicted about it, you're not going to get. You want money but hate money, you're not going to get, bro.
That's the most common mistake I see people make.
Yeah. Or you want money but don't feel you deserve money. You're not gonna get it, bro. So I want it but I don't feel I'm good enough. I want it but I don't like rich people. Then that was a huge thing also.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of scarcity. So they have 2 more. Business wise, so I didn't understand how to focus on my strength while simultaneously having and attracting people that can complement me. So I tried to do everything myself, including things I'm bad at, and I proceed to be really bad at it after spending a lot of time. So I told you, bro, it's like every mistake you can make. And then the final one is definitely marketing methods wise. I think I didn't understand at that point of time, right, how to super localize. I thought marketing was the be all end all.
Yeah.
You see, marketing, back then I can tell the difference between marketing and sales. Marketing, branding, and sales. So I thought I can write copy. That will be the be all and all.
So
It's one
get
part,
leads, get money, right?
Yeah. I was like, that's one part, bro. That's one part.
Uh-huh.
So yeah. So there were a lot. There were a lot. So each of these things. So you can see it. Starting out, your skill set is not there. You got 100 things that pull you in different directions. The bucket is leaking. It's like a miracle you can make $800.
Wow. Guys, we're going to turn this into a masterclass because if you've studied every single successful entrepreneurial guru that you've ever looked up to, one of the main common themes that you see is that they have been through the trenches. As in they have gone through seasons that lasted for months, even years, where it felt as if you are eating glass whilst being punched in the face.
Yep.
That said, now that you have eaten so much shit and have been punched in the face so many times whilst eating glass,
Yeah.
give us the gold. Given what you do right now and given how you have scaled up such an amazing company with 9 figures worth of client results, what would you give us an overview of what you teach and how you make people successful?
I give you more glass first.
Okay.
More glass, then I give you the go on how to
Sure. Within those glasses, there are some diamonds.
No, so I give you a glass because I think the glass is really, I want everyone to watch this, right? And you got to be mentally strong. So, bro, I have some mixed feelings when I help my clients.
Yeah.
I've mixed feelings not about them. So I've mixed feelings because I know that my existence and my help allows them to reach their goals a lot quicker. And in some way, the speed by which they reach their goals, it's not even like half of the fucking 7 years that I went through, bro. But this is 7 years of like wilderness. When I help some of the clients, they start at 21. By 24, they have a 7-figure business.
Yeah.
No, I look at that. I remember what I did at 24. I'm still on the couch, bro. I'm not even at the 27, bro. I'm like...
The 24-year-old still then made more in a day than you made in a year.
Yeah, bro. I'm 21. They come to me when I first start, bro. So I look at them and I go, I know what this guy looks like. By 24, they are like, all right, bro, 7-figure or 25 is 7-figure. I remember when I'm 25, no idea, bro. I haven't met Marshall Thermal yet, bro. Still on the couch, bro. So I look at them and I go, wow, fuck, man. Holy shit. But at the same time, right, what I did not have in time, I built in terms of character. I think sometimes what they save in time, I don't know if they have that strength of character. If something comes too easy, it might be a problem. I'm not saying it is a problem. I'm saying it might be a problem.
One of the main things that I learned is that whilst you play a game to get to the top, it's a whole other game to stay at the top.
Yes.
So the first one takes skill, the second takes character.
Yes. And sometimes when it's too easier, it can be a challenge. So I don't know. I have taught them to get there. I think they did the right steps. I think they got there much easier than I did. But at the same time, I often see in them, when they reach there, there's not enough glass eating. So the character, I don't know. I have no idea. So, so I give an example of glass eating. Then they'll talk about how to get the fuck out.
Sure.
Glass eating is, at that point in time, I was dating a girl. I wouldn't say her name, but, but I was dating a girl. And I remember I was at the house one Tuesday morning. I stay over. So, I mean, we should mention that, which is why I probably can't hear. If I don't mention that, the rest of the story doesn't make sense. Okay, but that's mental. That's why we don't say her name. So she has to work on a Tuesday, and she and her mom thought I was in bed. At the point of time, right, I think there was another guy pursuing her also, and the guy was a lawyer. And so I overhear the conversation. Her mom was telling her, Melvin's a great guy, but he's damn broke. He made $800 a month. The guy got no money. Now remember, these two people don't know that I'm awake. Then the mom said, I think you should go after the lawyer. The lawyer makes 10 times what Melvin makes, and he has a car. Oh. You use your brain. Melvin's a great guy, funny guy. I like him also, but he's broke. You know what they don't know, right? Is I'm outside the kitchen and I heard all this.
Oh. Wow. That's a huge chunk of glass.
That is a glass, bro. I got to wake up early Tuesday morning, 8 a.m., right, while she's like getting ready, right, and listen to this shit. I was going to get a glass of water. I was like, what the fuck? Then I was like, oh, wow. And here's the thing, they're not wrong. They are not wrong, bro.
Might as well swallow the glass, not the water.
Yeah, bro. They are not wrong, bro.
Wow.
They are not wrong. It is true, bro.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. So like
a lot of these kind of stories, bro. I mean, my mom asked me to be a dishwasher, my girlfriend's mom is like, hey man, you should break out with that guy. But it's true, the lawyer, they make 10 times more money than me, bro. He had a car. I had to take the train. Every time I went to a house, I live in the west side of Singapore. She live in the other side. Bro, to go to the house, it's 2 hours by train. The other guy would drive there, probably get there 20 minutes, bro.
How would you call this character that you built? Would you say it's resilience, thick skin, don't give a fuck attitude? Like, how would you call this?
I think it's fear. I think it is the idea that, okay, what's the worst that you can do? You see, a lot of people base their decision making based on fear. So one of the best books, right? So my intern asked me, what's the best book, one of the best books you've ever read? I don't know if it's the best book, but it resonated with me a lot. The book is The 50th Law. The 50th Law is by 50 Cent and Robert Greene. And why I look up to 50 Cent a lot, right, is because in some way I feel like him. You see, 50 came from the hood, lost his mom early on, and then more importantly, he was shot 9 times. After you get shot 9 times, right, and you bounce back, bro, you get shot 9 times, you almost die. Okay, and so after you almost die, you know your mom, you grow up there, bro, you lose fear. Because, and when you don't operate from fear, because what's the worst that will happen? For him, the worst that will happen is you almost die. Well, the worst thing that can happen is to have a bleak, go nowhere future with no money also. And I have 7 years of that. Because that's what everyone is afraid, right? I'm afraid that if I do this, I'll be broke. And broke, it's not even like a small state of mind. Everyone can live off a small amount. So sometimes in seminars, they take away your wallet for like 1 or 2 days and have you be broke. Bro, that's different. You can see the finish line. But you know, bro, it's really hard when you're broke and you cannot say, you're like, you hang on the bar. And then it sucks. Then you ask like, how long more do I have? They tell. Then you go, 1 hour pass, 2 hour pass, 3 hour. You say, hey, I can come down already. Like, wait, how long more? Hey, bro, 7 years of this shit, bro. 7 years, No, during 7 years, I don't know when it's going to end, That's the key, You know, so I have been through that and I know, okay, it doesn't matter. You got to fight through it. And so mentally, right, the strength, right, is very different. And so that's why I thought about character also. Because like, what I didn't save in time, I built in amount of character. And so when I enter now with another person, right, and I can see they have it easy. I know already. When the going gets tough, we see. Because I have come from that place, bro. I don't think they have come from that place, bro. So when it gets hard, right, I'm 100% sure they'll break, bro. Because people all have a breaking point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a breaking point. And when things get hard, right, you got to reach in. And when you reach in and there's nothing, that's where you break first.
Well, let me ask you this one question then, because like with both of us having brought up in an Asian culture where we're told to follow our parents and our parents' opinions are very important to us. And when you're in that environment, especially when nobody can see your vision, nobody can see your goals, and the most important people in your life are telling you to do something else that takes you away from your goals.
Yeah.
How do you mentally deal with that? Like, and how can you actually foster that mental fortitude with it?
Exactly. This is why, I mean, I'm here from you. He lives in Hong Kong. I'm here. I want to be there for like entrepreneurs also, even if they are young. Right? Some of the young folks came up to me yesterday at the event and therefore, etc. As an entrepreneur, you need friends, bro. You need people that believe in you, because otherwise you feel like a crazy fuck.
Yeah,
serious. And then, of course, when you make money, everyone believes in you. I mean, everyone wants to bet on the winning company. Let's see if you want to bet on the fucking company before it make money. Now this company bleeding money every single day. You see whether anyone want to put a cent inside. Now this company making a lot of money, bro. Everyone want to throw money. So at the start, right, you don't have a lot of people believing in you. You are doing something radically different than everybody else. Number 2, you want to make a shit ton of money also. So everyone, first of all, already thinks you're nuts, right? Now they think you're doubly nuts. Hey, Michael, what the fuck are you doing? Right, you quit already. You think you're Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and in a way you start thinking yourself, am I Steve Jobs and Bill Gates? What the fuck am I doing? My bank account does not reflect my entrepreneurial dreams also. And so like you feel lost, lost, lonely, alone, questioning, am I doing the right thing? Then let's say a year passes, your friends are like, all right, Michael, I upgrade a car. You sold your car. Now you're taking a bus because you want to put the money in the ads. Then you start, right? And then 2 years later also, your friends are like, hey man, I bought a house. And you are like, you saw more shit also. Now you really think like, never as simple. You start thinking, what the fuck, man? You go out for drinks, your friends be like, hey, we're going to club. You say, actually, I'm going home early. But the real reason is because you can't afford the club. You start thinking, what the fuck? Then even your parents are like, Michael,
yeah,
you see, we love you, but we have noticed. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's hard, bro. Like, it is difficult. Imagine like 7 years of that. I mean, no evidence that you can succeed. So many evidence that superficially you might have done.
But then, like during those 7 years, did you had a support network? Did you have
No, bro, absolutely not.
So it was just you.
It's just me.
It was just you.
Let me think.
Wow.
Yeah, not much. Not much. Not much. Just a lot of non-support. The girlfriend's mom thinks I'm nuts. My mom thinks I'm nuts. A whole bunch of not always very supportive people.
But from your perspective, those people's opinions that became fuel for you to go ahead and continue pursue it.
Retrospectively, yes. But during that period of time, I didn't even exist to want to prove them wrong. I was just like trying to keep afloat. I think these days people have support networks, there's YouTube, there's so many things. Remember this period was 2008 to 2015. In 2008 to 2015, the YouTube communities not very thriving,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, it was around back then.
No school
Yeah.
community, bro.
No circle, no school, no mighty networks.
No mighty, no circle, bro.
Yeah.
Last time you on your own, bro. Hey, I mean, there are communities provided pay a lot of money. But if you don't have money, fuck you, bro. You're on your own.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude. Okay, we're going to do an interim break because we're going to transition between the personal development or the personal
Yeah.
glass eating lessons to another business lessons.
Sure.
Okay. Now that we have covered all of your journey of eating glass, phase, left and right, tell us about the good stuff. Now that you have now you're speaking around the world, doing coaching calls, doing one-to-many trainings, one-on-one training, or all those things, what do people normally come to you for?
I think so at the start, I thought people came to me for marketing, right? Because I was able to promote Marshall, eventually run the Asia, and we did 7 figures of sales. And that was the first time I saw, oh, okay, here's how you can go from $800 a month to level 7 figures, right? So, but I think behind the marketing during that period of time, it was it was the ability to spot a unique angle. That everything comes out of a unique angle, a unique character, a unique angle first. One of the greatest copywriting courses out there that's not very talked about, right, is Dan Kennedy's personality in copy. Dan Kennedy's personality in copy, in my opinion, right, is the foundation for all copywriting first. Because Michael Masterson, many other people talk about this, every copywriting requires a big idea. But more importantly, if you're selling personal services, behind the big idea is an attractive character. People want to buy an attractive character. Now, what is the opposite of an attractive character? There are two opposites of attractive character. Number one, it's called an unattractive character. That's when the person comes on and we hate it, right? Now, the second part, behind that, an unattractive character is a boring character.
Right.
Or a generic character. So remember, on one hand, we have an attractive character. On another hand, we have an unattractive character. I present a site, everyone's like, fuck this guy. Or another one is like, who is this guy? I don't care. Sounds like everyone else. So what if you shoot ads and you're an unattractive character? I'm going to report you.
Yeah.
What if you are a generically boring character? Oh, we're in trouble, bro.
You're just going to be just like one of those people.
You just skip your ad, bro.
Yeah.
Then cost police go skyrocket. What if your whole marketing campaign is either unattractive or boring? This is going to be a nightmare, bro. Sales letter, seen this shit before. Oh my God. I seen it before or I hate it. Now we have problem. So I started to realize everything, right, is built around an attractive character first. A big idea, a hot angle, an attractive character, a person that people resonate with. What's your favorite Marvel superhero?
Thor.
Thor. Hey, why?
I think he's funny, and he's also the buffest dude. And I just like how he's like, well, to me, he's the strongest Avenger.
Yeah.
To me, he is the strongest Avenger, not the Hulk, and not Iron Man. And I just like butt people.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you know that Thor? There are 3 Avengers that are super attractive.
Yeah.
The rest of them are not as attractive. Right? No offense to Ant-Man, not super attractive. Who are the most 3 attractive the Avengers?
Actually, to me, I would say Captain America. The big 3, right? Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor.
And there's something about them that makes that they're definitely very attractive over the other ones. Spider-Man is up there, but the rest of them are not as attractive also. So we have to understand, yes, it's true. How do you know? Because there are tons of Iron Man movies, there are tons of Thor movies, and they are bestsellers, and there are Captain America movies. That is a attractive character. The other of them are not very attractive, not very memorable, quite forgettable actually. We are like, where are they kind of exist? Is there a war machine? Or is it not really, bro? Not very attractive. You see it. So I started to realize, hey, that Kennedy points this out in personality, in copy. He says the foundation is to build an attractive character. Here's how you develop an attractive character. And I started to realize what made some stars really popular. Attractive character. Whether by design or by their own life, attractive. What made movies, characters inside, attractive? There were some qualities also.
If you were to break down the components of an attractive character, what makes up an attractive character?
An attractive character is something that, first of all, stands out from everybody else. They believe in something, a unique or origin story, and some part of humanity identifies with them. Whether it is the shadow side or the bright side, usually a combination of both. Why do people like Iron Man? They identify with the parts of him, right, that stand out, or they like this kind of thing. But at the same time, they can identify with his shadow side also. Former narcissistic personality, neurotic, etc. So both sides people can identify with, and they see themselves in the character. And they see his journey also. To go from a piece of shit playboy who's not doing much with his life to self-sacrificial. And that is a journey they want to be on. So they look upon and go, wow, this person is just like me. Anyone, you see, why you like Thor? Because you like to be buff, bro. You like to have all these things. You see yourself in Thor, bro. You don't just like him because you like him. You see yourself. There's some element of you that goes, I am Thor. All the people like Iron Man, right? See themselves as Iron Man, bro. I know because I have like tons of these kind of people. That look also as a fucking Iron Man like in his house. He's not the only one, bro. I have met countless entrepreneurs, right, who like Iron Man. And when I go to their office, right, they have a life-size, very fucking expensive statue of Iron Man there. Why? Why put a fucking fictional character there? Because they see themselves in him.
Wow.
That's why you like him. So what is the foundation? An attractive character is somebody not just that captures your attention, but makes you see yourself in them.
Would you say skill comes second? Skill comes
Bro,
after?
if you don't like the character, we don't give a fuck about the skill. You see, if you don't like the person, let's say you walk by now, you see an unattractive person, bro, who the fuck cares? You don't even want to be around that person, right? So every time you do a webinar, every time you do a marketing campaign, they gotta like you first, bro. Like the way you talk, like the story, then they care about, okay, what's the story? What skill level? What have you done? If you fundamentally find the person repulsive, you're not gonna be around to listen to.
They're so relatable these days because, as you said, right now the coaching world or the counseling world is like an echo chamber, right? Because everybody goes to the same guru and the same guru gives them the same templates and every single person uses the same templates and everybody is just carbon copy of the guru.
And more importantly, they cannot explain to you why they do certain things.
Yeah.
If you cannot explain, right, because I just saw Homosi say it, that's a real answer. Whereas because the journey is long, right, I've thought through this also. So I can fully explain, right, why I do every single thing. Because I can also tell you what happens when you don't do these things. So the journey and the experience, right, counts for a lot. Because if you just repeat it because I saw Homosi say it, right, that means it's not an original thought. You also don't know why he says it. You just repeat it because you saw him say it. You have no idea why. So you are an echo chamber. Whereas I can tell you why exactly I say this.
Yeah.
Because I have also not said it before, as you probably heard from the journey. I have not said it before. The first day I said it, I was like, oh. Then I said it more and I saw the result. And then some days I choose not to say it. And I also say, I don't like the results. Then I can tell you, I think you probably should put this inside.
I think this goes really well into the next area that I want to recover,
just ask it.
which is
Just ask
how to leverage AI in your favor rather than becoming irrelevant in the age of AI. So because from the way I see it in the service space or in the expert space, information is being democratized, while service is being commoditized or even becoming replaced by artificial intelligence. So how would you see AI impacting either positively or negatively the coaching world or the online service space?
I think, we talk about how not to use AI, right? I think deep down people can sense when something is AI generated and when it's not so. So I think for all the people that are looking to replace themselves, okay, this is a very fucked up answer also. But I'll give you a classic example. This will probably go viral. Bro, let's talk about sex. So last time people just have sex. But then there was a creation of sex toys. Then all the guys are, oh my god, the sex toy is going to replace me. Well, like a dildo or vibrator is going to replace you. In some way, I guess. I don't think most girls just want to use a dildo and vibrator, man. Because then you ask them, why not? What they say?
We're either going to go viral or get cancelled.
No, man. Girls don't just want to place and say, I never want to date a guy anymore. I just want to use a dildo and a vibrator. Why? Because if you ask any girl, and I've dated a good number of girls, they will say, it is not the real thing. They ask them, what the fuck is the real thing? But they're not against sex toys also. They want a human with the sex toys. Haha, now we got a complete experience. And we ask them, why don't you just want to have a sex toy? Well, it's because it's not the real thing. But they are not against that. So why? In both, right, you have the best of both worlds, authentic experience coupled with a tool. Now, there was a great metaphor for AI. Yeah, it's the same thing. You don't just want to talk to a robot because it's not called the ghost, the real thing. But at the same time, the human being is like, man, there are limitations. So what do we want? We want a guy, a real thing, with a tool. So if you can adopt that mentality, so everyone who goes down the AI route, and talks about, hey man, I want AI to replace me. Then you're missing the point, bro. Yeah. They're trying to sell the girl the only sex toy. Hey, I'm not gonna be around. You can have this bunch of sex toys, man, to satisfy yourself. Not the real thing, bro. So and the best way to think of it is like, hey man, what can I provide that is the best of my ability? Real thing.
Yeah.
Come up with a bunch of tools that can add on the experience also. Now this is great. So I know person is doing it wrong, right? When they are going down the replacement angle. Look at it. I don't even have to work now. I replace myself. I say, man, hey, bro, I think you're missing the point here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this reweaves into the parts where you talk about the attractive character and how you differentiate yourself. Because with AI, there are so many people that says, okay, as long as I can study how everybody does everything and use AI to create a clone of those people, then I can become like that person. But that never happens.
Yeah, never.
That never happens.
Yeah, because you see, like, what's people's obsession with AI? It's always about replacement. They never think of enhancement, bro. But remember, I use a sex toy example for a very simple reason. Because girls don't want the sex toy to replace the guy. They want a guy with the sex toy to enhance the experience. That's the key. So if we think enhancement, we are doing the right thing. So enhancement means what? What can I provide? What can I use this toy simultaneously to provide thing on AI exactly the same way? What can I provide? My kind of thing, my experience, my humor, my sexual. Then I use the AI tool to make their life easier. This is called enhanced experience. But everyone keeps thinking, replace. It's like, oh man, you see the point.
Yeah, enhancement, not replacement.
Yes, that's why I use the sex toy example, because I already told you already. No girl ever says, I want to date a vibrator. That's why I need all in my life. A bunch of vibrators.
How would you melt away the concerns of, let's say, a service-based copywriter or freelancer or even a marketing agency that, okay, you can actually ride this AI wave in your favor rather than become irrelevant because, let's say, your target clients can now use ChatGPT or Claude or whatever AI to write a page of copy or a landing page in 5 seconds while paying you 5K. So how would you help them ease these concerns?
You see, GPT can write, but GPT needs to be prompted. Yeah. So the intelligence to be able to identify what makes the client different, special, be able to prompt it correctly, is really where the value is. It's not in what the AI can do, right? So everyone should always look in the area of what the AI cannot do. That's the value that you have. Right? So for everybody that only looks at what AI can do, then you're missing the point. Somebody needs to know how to prompt. So somebody needs to go in there and understand the person, spot what makes them different relative to their competitors, come up with a strategy that fits them, then use the AI to come up with a whole bunch of other things. So this intellectual, intangible part has now become the most valuable. Because AI can't come up with your company, can't see into your origin story, can't notice things about yourself. AI can only write, given a prompt. So unless you can do that for yourself, or unless AI can do that for you, which you can't, hard for you to do it for yourself. So that's where my value is. My value is in coming and noticing all of these things, seeing the intangible, coming up with the correct strategy. Then you using AI in a way that allows you to generate all of these things. On your own, you might prompt wrongly, not understand the strategy, not see what's special in yourself. So sure, you can come up with a bunch of stuff, but it's all useless stuff. Then the next one is also, after AI comes with all of this shit, you want to use it straight away. You might need to edit it. You might need to reprompt it. You might need to, customize it in a way that actually fits you. So sure, you can churn text out. Your prompt might be wrong. Sure, you can churn text out, but are you going to edit it? Do you know how to edit later? Do you know what good copy looks like? Do you know how you sound even? You don't. So you can churn stuff, but prompt is wrong, copy sounds robotic. It sucks.
That's why I really like the saying that, especially for service providers, if you're getting paid to do right now, you're becoming irrelevant. But if you're able to get paid to think, you continue to thrive. Because
Yes, and then you get paid to edit also, bro.
Yeah.
Because sure, AI can come up with a whole bunch of copy, but if you don't know what good copy looks like, you cannot edit correctly. And then what are you going to do after you edit? AI is not going to replace the whole thing. Right? I mean, down the line, you need to meet people. Right? There is a problem this day. I saw Chris do a reel. I forgot whether you shared it or someone shared it. And Chris was talking about the fact that a lot of creators these days, they're very afraid of meeting people. I have the reverse also. Because I like meeting people. I'm far more interesting than my social media content. But a lot of creators don't want to meet people also. Because ultimately, after they have AI tools, they have all of these, right? They know that a lot of these is AI generated. But when you meet people like this live conversation now, I got no earpiece. Which means I either have substance or I don't. And when you meet people...
You're fully exposed.
Yes! When you're on stage, that it's not like, especially do a Q&A and a panel. No earpiece, bro. It's like singing, bro. I can't have a background track. So now I can sing or I cannot sing. If I cannot sing, you can hear.
Yeah.
If I can sing, you can hear. A lot of people don't want to meet people these days, right? Because they cannot sing, bro. Great background track. Great auto-tune. But when you cut the background music, I just give you just the tunes. Their singing is horrible. So I think if you look at understanding people, strategy, then you prompt. Whether you can edit afterwards, and then after all of these, right, can you actually deliver? So the before, the after, and the after. These are the values. And this is the valuable part also.
Yeah. I think what a lot of people miss about when they're building their own business is that for the front end, let's say acquisition, people think that the key is knowing how to do sales and marketing. But as you pointed out, the essence to making sales and marketing work is to actually go out there and talk to people, talk to your market, and actually have real conversations with real people. And
I want to make a comment. I think our generation these days, this is a very voyeuristic generation. It's a bit sad. Last time without a computer, without so much social media and content, people actually go out there and do things. Now, a lot of people think with a lot of content these days, more people are doing. No, I think more people are watching than ever before. You got more porn than ever before. You got more videos than ever before. You got more Netflix than ever before. You got more drama. What's the opposite of porn? Porn is having real sex. Now more people watch porn than have sex. What's the opposite of Netflix and drama? Going out there and living life. Now people watch more Netflix than live life. What's the opposite of content? Watching homozy content. Going out there and starting a business. Yep. So more people watch homozy content and start business. More people watch porn than have sex. More people watch Netflix than live life. So you got a whole voyeuristic bunch of generation now. Yeah. More people confuse watching things with living things. Living things means I go out there and do something. My experiences are a byproduct of actual lived experience. Watching things means I'm on my couch watching some fucking person do it. You have an entire generation now, right? Because there's so much content. People are watching, then repeat watching also, which means they watch stuff, then they sit on the couch and repeat the stuff they watch, versus having lived life. The number of people living life, being the producer, being the watched, not the watcher, living instead of just voyeuristically, thereafter observing, is getting lesser. Not more, lesser. I see more fear in the younger generation these days than ever before. Because why? They watch, compare, fear, judgment, don't do much. The number of people doing things is shrinking, not expanding. Shrinking. There are more people watching than ever before.
So there's a saying that the more you consume, the less you produce. But in my opinion, I would say sometimes if you intentionally consume less, you'll naturally create a void that will force you to produce more, especially when you've already had so much information that you're just bloated.
Yes, and I think it's very important that we understand that in this day and age, you must be the producer. You must be the watched, not the watcher. That's super important. The whole, I just see the number of young people doing things lesser, not more. Because last time, not so much video, so not so self-conscious, also nothing much to do, right? Go out there and do some shit. Now there's so much that you can watch.
So speaking of this, given that you have worked with, how many clients would you say you've worked with?
Well, I have no idea, bro. And teaching marketing is not just my only thing. Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Yeah, because my mastermind projects alone probably classes, X Factor at 4, 5, 6,000. Bro, it's really a lot. Tens of thousands. Probably met hundreds of thousands of people around the world, man.
So after you have worked with tens of thousands of clients, what would you say are the main differentiators that tells apart the people who are very successful and the people who are less successful? Because you teach them right the same things. You're the same person. They all know the same strategy. So what's the differentiator?
The number one differentiator is hunger and desire. Super important. Hunger and desire over every single trait else. More than intelligence, IQ, EQ, background, money in the bank. I don't give a fuck about anything else. It's just desire. And desire is free. Desire is free. Very simple. Hunger and desire, somebody wants it a lot more. A sales call also. If I go up there, I love to do this segment. Oh my God, my favorite one. If I do a sales call and I sense the person can come up and know nothing about sales, know nothing about marketing. If I can sense that they want it, right, which means there's a real hunger to achieve it, I know they will find an answer and they will do well. If there is no hunger and desire, and you can tell what about body language, do you want it? Think about it. I'm not sure. I know, fucking loser. Never got to achieve much also. And it's validated. Because remember, I have worked with people over extended period of time, 18 years. So I can see when they turn down or I say no to them at a certain point and I can follow up with their success 5-6 years later, nothing much has happened. Because why? That attitude that I observed 5-6 years ago, they're going to carry in their business. Now remember, I'm not going to call them a loser. I don't want them to lose. But if you have a lackadaisical attitude towards your success, you can carry that every single day. You're going to be real chill about it. But if somebody has that hunger, has that drive, it's not even intelligence. Are you willing to show up at 4 5 a.m.? I am. No problem. Whatever it takes, man. Wherever it is, whatever it takes, I will be there. Cool. They carry the attitude. They're going to make it, bro. If they don't know something, they will find a book. They will find a time to read it. They will integrate. They will practice. That desire is so burning, they will find a way. If not, they will find an excuse. Without doubt, there's only one trait. That's desire. How much you want it. And it's independent of every single thing. Height, weight, background, whatever the fuck it is. And you can see very clearly.
Hunger and desire.
Yes, you can see. Some people have fire and some people don't. Then you also, you have no idea why. So it's not a man thing, it's not a woman thing. It's not a young person thing, it's not an old person thing. It's regardless of race. It's regardless of wherever the fuck you go. Some people just want it more.
Some people just want it more. And the people who want it more will do whatever it takes to get what they want.
Yeah.
Awesome. So for the people who, let's say, are growing, but somebody's at a plateau and they bang their heads against a glass ceiling, what would you say are typically the main limiting beliefs or mental roadblocks?
Now, tell them how to get out of that. Just take 25 to 30K, put yourself in a mastermind, right? Where whatever you seek is normal. That's it. If you bang your head against $10 million, that means you have hit a ceiling. Go to a place where people are embarrassed to make $10 million. That's all. You tell them, hey man, I can't make 10. They're like, 10? What the fuck? Ugh, disgusting. Yeah. Here we only make 50 mil only. They'll get you past that real quick. Because there are people who get on a sales call and tell me, Melvin, my high ticket sales call is pressuring me. I don't know how to sell. I say, how much is your thing? $5,000. I say, oh, Jesus Christ, 5,000. Because I'm now selling with Brian 125K. Sing. 5,000 is like, I don't even have an offer for $5,000. So I tell them, hey, relax. Okay, let me tell you, my lowest offer is 15K. Last time it used to be 25K or so. I say, hey, you know what? Here's how you get. So their greatest problem, right, is my non-problem. You can't understand? So just go and join a place, right, where whatever your biggest fucking problem is my non-existent. I don't even think about sell 5K.
Sometimes I think the easiest ways to break through a glass ceiling is to not go for your 2x goal, but to go for a 10x goal. Because when you have a 10x goal, then everything that you learn about creating a 2x goal is just going to be irrelevant.
But you need to be around a place, right, where your 10x goal, right, is someone's non-goal. That's the key.
Okay.
Yeah, so they don't like this group of people. So because your environment matters a lot. So if you're hanging around a place, right, where they don't even care about your goal, like there are 10 entrepreneurs here. You say, oh, I want to make $10 million. They're like, bro, here we all make 100. You need 10. Okay, let me just tell you how. So when you hang around that, right, there is no doubt because your big goal is their non-existent. It's like this will be it's like you want to make 100K. I make like millions a year. So your 100K is like, let me just tell you how to make 100K. So when you hang around this, after a while, your standard,
your environment,
your normalized standard is a lot higher. And so like there is no doubt that you will achieve it. Alone though, you are thinking, oh my God, my 10x goal. These people don't even care about your 10x goal because it's like, what the fuck is this goal? You can't understand. So you gotta be around a place where your big goal is their non-goal.
Yeah.
Really, really, really.
That's so simple, but it's also so true. Environment is everything.
Yeah, when people tell me they want to make 5K on a sales call, I go like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
You know, so then my ridiculous confidence and competence and beliefs translates to them, and then they start to think, yeah, why am I charging 5K? That should be the real question. Why am I charging 5K? Not how do I close 5K? It's like, why am I charging 5K?
It's just like where you were 15 years ago. Like you can go 2x by becoming a dishwasher, but then you flew a few thousand miles to Australia to attend a 3-day event, and that 10x you because every single person was more or less making like 100x than you. The speaker, like especially Marshall Thunberg.
Yes, and I think there's a difference also. This is a great frame, by the way, for everyone who wants to do closing. There's a difference. So every time you want to go on and increase your coaching prices, right, you let people know, I'm not here to make you better. I'm here to make you bigger. This is a fucking good frame. You just mentioned something. I just recalled because this was a frame that I used to use. Better means what? You're on the wrong path, but you go there faster. Right, $800 a month. Hey, let's get you to 1,006 faster. I'm not here to make better. I'm here to make you bigger. I'm here to ask you, why are you doing $800 a month? Why are we even doing 1,006 when we could be doing 8,000 or 80,000? I'm the guy who gets you bigger, not better. Oh, fucking great frame, right?
That's love. Okay. Well, just before we wrap, I just want to ask you one last question.
Sure.
For our audiences. So, knowing everything that you have gone through and everything that you have learned along your journey, if you were to just start all over again, no reputation, no followings, not a single email contact, no money, where would you begin to rebuild yourself in this now highly competitive, AI-flooded marketplace where every single person thinks they are a guru?
So I have no resources, but do I have a brain? Do I have the knowledge I have now?
Yeah.
I would shoot content. So if I know what I know now, which is unfair also, I'll shoot a lot of content and I'll go and connect with a lot of content creators. Because there are 4 currencies in business. Money is not the first. The most important currency in business is relationships. Relationships and connections. That is the number one. If you have friends, and they are good friends, you will be okay for the rest of your life. Especially if your friends are rich and powerful. Because why? Like here, you come here, hey bro, if you need a place, you let me know, I'll hook you up with. You know, but I don't have money, bro, don't worry about it. First, most important currency in business is relationships and network. If you have that, the rest you get. Money is number 2. Brains is number 3. Brains get you friends. Money, actually, the real purpose is to get you friends. Time and energy is the last. So by shooting content, I build a relationship with people. By having connections with content creators, I build a relationship with people. The moment I have a relationship with people, I can use that platform to express my value, and then I can increase everything else. I can increase attention, relationships, etc. All good things can.
Why content creators specifically, not other experts or other entrepreneurs?
I would say experts and entrepreneurs, but we're living in an attention economy. So I'm looking for someone with substance, but simultaneously has a platform. Because you say, like, if I don't have a list and all of these things, I need visibility fast. So if the person is really, really smart, but has no fucking following, bro, we in the same boat. You can't understand?
Yeah.
Right? So if I want to start a business ASAP in this day and age, I need attention and visibility fast. So I need to shoot content and I need to collaborate with content creators also. So if I were to do that, I can trend hack everything else also, coupled with the fact. That's why I ask you the most important question. Do I still have my knowledge? Oh my God, if I have my knowledge and a camera, easy. If I have my knowledge, a camera and content creators, doubly easy. Now I can leverage a platform, have great content, reach a lot of people. I can rebuild this very, very quickly also. If I don't have my knowledge, now we are fucked.
Of course.
Now we are fucked, bro.
Yeah.
I got a camera, but nothing in my brain. Might be a bit hard, bro.
Well, of course. But then, hey, that's why when you invest in yourself and when you have all your lessons, as you build both skill and character, when you went through that like glass eating phase, it's really not about you like the money is just a byproduct, right? Because when you know how to make money and when you have your knowledge, even if you lose anything, you'll have the knowledge to make money again. So that's the biggest insurance policy you can ever have. Yeah. So just to wrap, I'm gonna put all your social links in the show notes, but
No problem.
what if there's one place for people to know the most about you and get the most value from you, where would that be?
I think you can go on my IG for entertainment and short education. You can go on my YouTube for longer form, kind of like definitely learning. But if you want to be entertained most of the time, just go on IG. I think there are all stories. I don't promise you the world's greatest entertainment. No, the world's greatest education. But I promise you great entertainment. Entertainment. If you want silliness, raw, behind the scenes, then IG better. YouTube is great for, if you really know who I am and you're like, okay, I just want to learn stuff, then go on YouTube.
Awesome. Well, there we go, guys. Melvin Soh.